The NFL is not wasting any time throwing us into the fire. Week 1, prime time, Ravens and Bills. A rematch of that gritty divisional round that left more questions than answers for both sides. And now, the stage is set for what already feels like a playoff preview. Under the lights on Sunday night. This isn't your average opening week. This one matters. You can feel it. Baltimore and Buffalo, two franchises that have lived in the shadow of the Kansas City Chiefs for long enough, finally getting their shot to start fast, hit hard, and maybe, just maybe, shift the balance of power in the AFC right out of the gate. And here's the thing. These teams aren't just good, they're built to win now. Two elite quarterbacks. Two rosters filled with playmakers. Two front offices that spent their offseason loading up for another deep run. And you better believe both teams circled this game the second the schedule dropped. Look, we know Week 1 can be deceiving. How many times have we seen teams explode out of the gates in September only to collapse by Halloween? But when you're dealing with squads like the Ravens and the Bills, this isn't just about a fast start. This is about positioning, about seeding, about who's going to have to go into Arrowhead in January, and who's going to make Mahomes travel for once. So yeah, this one feels like more than Week 1, and it should. For the Ravens, it's about rewriting the script. Last year's divisional loss stung. They had their moments, but the mistakes, the turnovers, the miscues, they haunted them. Lamar Jackson knows it. Mark Andrews knows it. The entire fan base knows it. And they're not shy about it either. Lamar literally came out this week and said, "Let's not turn the ball over this time." It's simple, but it's true. Baltimore's season last year started in a hole. They dropped their first 2 games, nearly choked a third against Dallas, and had to fight uphill the rest of the way. Sure, they recovered, finished strong, got the 3rd seed. But that kind of stumble in this version of the AFC, you might not recover from it twice. Their early schedule is brutal. 5 of their first 6 games are against last season's division winners. There's no grace period here. No warm-up lap. If they're going to be contenders again, they got to come out swinging. On the other side, the Bills are entering the season with a clear message. No more excuses on defense. This is not the same Buffalo unit from a year ago. Sean McDermott and the front office saw the cracks and went to work. A total overhaul on that side of the ball. Coaching changes, free agent moves, a draft class dominated by defensive prospects. They're younger, faster, and more aggressive. At least, that's the idea. Last season, this was a group that struggled, especially on 3rd down. 29th in the league. 23rd in EPA per pass. They couldn't get off the field. They couldn't stop big plays. They let teams hang around. And in the playoffs, they got exposed. So what did Buffalo do? They went shopping. They brought in Joey Bosa, Larry Ogunjobi, Michael Hocht. They didn't have cap space to play with, but they made it work. They doubled down on the defensive line in the draft, targeting athletic freaks like Deion Walker and TJ Sanders. And now, Week 1 throws them into the ultimate litmus test, trying to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. On the road, no pressure. But here's the chess match. You got a Baltimore offense with an absurd amount of continuity. Lamar, Andrews, Henry, Flowers, Bateman, and now DeAndre Hopkins, against a Buffalo defense that's still learning each other's names. The Ravens bring back the number 1 red zone offense from last year. The Bills? Number 2. These teams know how to score. They know how to finish drives. But what separates wins from losses in these kinds of games? It's the stuff in between. The small mistakes. The hidden yardage. The one turnover that swings the game. Because every time these two have met recently, that's exactly what's happened. Go back to the playoffs last year. Ravens gave it away 3 times. Game over. Look at the 2022 regular season meeting. Lamar throws a pick to Poyer in the end zone. Backbreaker. Go even further to the playoff clash in 2020. Taron Johnson takes a pick 6 to the house. That was the moment. Always the same story. One turnover. One swing. One disaster you can't afford. So it's no surprise that both teams are preaching discipline this week. Take care of the ball. Don't blink. Don't flinch. For the Ravens, part of that discipline starts on the offensive line. The center spot is secure. Tyler Linderbaum is a rock. But the guards? That's where it gets interesting. Andrew Voorhees is talented but raw. Daniel Falale is a mountain, but his footwork and pass protection is a concern. And that's where Buffalo's strength comes in, the interior pass rush. Ed Oliver is healthy. Daquan Jones is a force. And behind them, those rookies are foaming at the mouth. If the Bills are going to get Lamar off schedule, it starts with winning up the middle, getting pressure in his face, making him uncomfortable before he gets rolling. Because once Lamar gets rolling, good luck. And that's what makes this Ravens offense so dangerous. They're deep. This might be the most complete receiving core of Lamar's career. Flowers, Hopkins, Bateman. And if Mark Andrews draws too much attention, one of those three is going to be open. That's the matchup problem. That's the stress. Especially when you look at Buffalo's cornerback situation. Christian Benford is locked in as CB1. But CB2? It's a question mark. First-round pick Maxwell Arison is on injured reserve. Tre'Davious White might not be ready. And if it's not him, we could be looking at a rookie like Dorian Strong or even Jamarcus Ingram out there against a healthy Rashad Bateman. That's a mismatch. Period. So you start connecting the dots. You got a new-look Bills defense with question marks at safety and corner. A Ravens offense built to attack you vertically and stretch you horizontally. And oh yeah, the best rushing quarterback in NFL history lining up next to the most physically imposing running back of the decade. Buffalo better be ready to tackle, and tackle well, because when Derrick Henry gets to the second level, it becomes a business decision, and no one wants to make a business decision in September, especially not in prime time. But this game isn't just about the stars. It's about the guys trying to become stars. Guys like Trenton Simpson, once tabbed as the heir to Patrick Queen's spot. The linebackers had a bumpy development curve. He's got the speed, the athleticism, everything you want on paper. But instincts, play recognition, he's still finding his way. And against a quarterback like Josh Allen, who lives off manipulating defenders and creating chaos, that's a dangerous learning curve. Simpson's going to be tested. A lot. Whether it's in coverage, whether it's containing Allen's scramble lanes, whether it's diagnosing screen plays and underneath routes to guys like James Cook or Dalton Kincaid. Buffalo will put him in conflict, and they're going to do it often. And speaking of Cook, he might just be the X factor for Buffalo. Because while everyone's talking about Allen's arm, Cook's versatility could be what really challenges this Ravens defense. Last year, Baltimore gave up more passing yards to running backs than any team in the league. Add in the fact that Buffalo loves to move Kincaid around like a wide receiver, and you've got a matchup nightmare. You force the Ravens into dime. You get their linebackers in space. You make them chase. That's how you wear down this defense. That's how you create windows for the deep shots to guys like Shakir or Gabe Davis. But the Bills can't rely on fireworks. They've got to be methodical. They got to stay on the field. And here's where things get tricky. The Ravens were a top 3 third down offense last year. Buffalo, ranked 29th in third down defense. That's the kind of stat that keeps coordinators up at night. If you can't get Lamar off the field, if you can't win third down, you're in for a long night. Especially if the Ravens control the clock, run downhill, and keep Josh Allen standing on the sideline watching the game slip away. You want to stop Baltimore? Step 1, win early downs. Step 2, make them kick field goals. And by the way, that part just got a whole lot more interesting. Justin Tucker, gone, retired, replaced by a rookie, Tyler Loop, making his NFL debut in prime time. That's a storyline worth watching. One miss could be the difference. On the other side, Buffalo's got their own kicking drama. Tyler Bass has barely kicked this preseason with some soreness issues. They also swapped punters, bringing in Brad Robbins, who was a disaster in Cincinnati last year. And get this. The Bills have given up a special teams touchdown in 3 of the last 4 season openers. So yeah, special teams could absolutely decide this one. Maybe it's a kick return. Maybe it's a blocked punt. Maybe it's a missed field goal with 2 minutes left. But don't overlook that phase. This game is stacked with matchups. It's loaded with storylines. You got contract year players like O'Dave Owa looking to make statements. You've got old warhorses like Kyle Van Noy, still out there wrecking game plans at age 34. Stepping in with 12 and a half sacks off the couch last year. Literally, off the couch. You've got elite quarterback play, big-name weapons, young studs trying to make a name for themselves, new coordinators, defensive overhauls. and enough emotion left over from last year's playoff clash to fuel both locker rooms. It's week 1, but it might as well be January. And the winner? Well, they're not punching their ticket to the Super Bowl just yet, but they're taking a giant first step. A head-to-head tiebreaker in the bag. A massive confidence boost. A win that says, yeah, we're one of those teams. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Rumors have been swirling across the NFL landscape this week, igniting fervent debates among fans and analysts alike, as whispers suggest that star wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr., a cornerstone talent for the Arizona Cardinals, may be making a seismic shift in his career trajectory by moving to the Buffalo Bills. Sources close to the situation have hinted that discussions between the players' representatives and the Bills' front office have been ongoing for several weeks, with the possibility of an agreement quietly developing under the radar, away from the public eye and media scrutiny. Harrison Jr., known for his explosive route running, precise hands, and uncanny ability to create separation in critical moments, has been a consistent game-changer since entering the league. The notion of him joining a team like the Bills, who are perennially in the playoff conversation and boast a dynamic offensive scheme under their current coaching staff, has generated a frenzy of speculation about how his presence could immediately elevate Buffalo's aerial attack. The combination of Josh Allen's cannon arm and Harrison Jr.'s field-stretching capability has fans imagining an offensive synergy capable of redefining the dynamics of the AFC East. While no official confirmation has been issued, the intensity of the rumors alone has spurred debates across social media, sports radio, and online forums, highlighting how transformative this potential acquisition could be for a franchise perpetually seeking a championship breakthrough. Analysts are dissecting every angle, from salary cap implications to roster adjustments, while fans dream about spectacular touchdown connections that could make the Bills' offense nearly unstoppable. The potential impact of Marvin Harrison Jr. on the Buffalo Bills goes far beyond mere statistical contributions, as the player's arrival could fundamentally alter the strategic approach of the team on both sides of the ball. Harrison Jr. has consistently demonstrated an ability to thrive in high-pressure situations, often turning routine plays into highlight reel moments that inspire teammates and intimidate opponents. His presence on the roster could necessitate a shift in defensive game planning for every AFC East rival, forcing teams to reconsider coverage schemes and personnel deployment to account for his unique skill set. Buffalo's coaching staff may need to adjust their play calling, introducing more motion-based concepts, jet sweeps, and deep vertical threats to maximize the wide receiver's impact. Beyond XS and OS, there is a psychological dimension to such an acquisition, as the morale boost and competitive culture that a superstar like Harrison Jr. brings can invigorate locker rooms, motivating both veterans and younger players to elevate their performances. Fans have already begun theorizing about how Harrison Jr. could form a formidable partnership with other offensive weapons, stretching defenses thin and creating opportunities for other skilled players to exploit open space. Rumors suggest that this potential signing has even sparked conversations among NFL executives about long-term strategic positioning and talent acquisition philosophy, emphasizing that Harrison Jr.'s influence extends beyond the field. If these whispers prove true, the Bills may be positioning themselves not just for immediate success, but for sustained competitiveness in the years to come, an enticing prospect for a fan base that has long yearned for a championship breakthrough. Speculation surrounding Marvin Harrison Jr.'s possible move to Buffalo has created a ripple effect across the sports media ecosystem, with podcasts, talk shows, and social media platforms amplifying every nuance of the story. Insiders hint that negotiations have involved complex considerations, including guaranteed money, performance incentives, and potential trade packages, all designed to satisfy both the player and the team without compromising future flexibility. The idea of integrating Harrison Jr. into the Bills' offense has led analysts to conduct extensive scenario modeling, projecting how his skill set could transform key situations such as third down efficiency, red zone production, and deep threat explosiveness. Fans have latched onto the concept of Harrison Jr. lining up alongside established stars, imagining the fireworks of a high-octane passing attack capable of stretching defenses from sideline to sideline. Beyond performance metrics, there is also the branding and market impact to consider, as Harrison Jr. brings not only athletic prowess, but a charisma that can invigorate ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and social media engagement. Sources familiar with the negotiation suggest that talks have been discreet, deliberately avoiding media attention while both sides explore mutual benefits, reflecting the delicate nature of high-profile NFL transactions. Amidst the rumors, sports writers have begun crafting narrative threads that connect Harrison Jr.'s potential move with the broader trajectories of both the Cardinals and the Bills, considering implications for divisional balance, playoff seeding, and off-season drafting strategies. While the story remains unconfirmed, the volume of chatter underscores the enormous curiosity and excitement surrounding the potential acquisition, a testament to Harrison Jr.'s status as one of the league's most electrifying young talents and a player capable of shifting competitive dynamics instantaneously. The Buffalo Bills fan base has become a hotbed of speculation, with forums and social media accounts abuzz over the possibility of Harrison Jr. joining the squad, fueling dreams of a revamped offense that could rival the most prolific passing units in NFL history. Enthusiastic debates consider how the team might restructure depth charts, adapt defensive schemes, and leverage Harrison Jr.'s unique versatility in both slot and outside positions. Comparisons are being drawn to past wide receiver acquisitions that have propelled franchises into championship contention, with analysts noting that Harrison Jr.'s blend of athleticism, route sophistication, and game intelligence could make him one of the most transformative additions in recent memory. The rumor mill extends to fantasy football communities as well, with projections already factoring in Harrison Jr.'s potential targets, touchdowns, and yardage, highlighting the anticipation surrounding his hypothetical impact. Sources suggest that discussions have also touched on complementary roster moves, including potential adjustments to the tight end and running back positions to maximize offensive fluidity and exploit mismatches. Media insiders report that the Bills' front office is carefully weighing both the short-term benefits and long-term strategic ramifications, ensuring that any move aligns with the franchise's overarching vision. While the scenario remains speculative, the intensity of conversation reflects the rare combination of talent, timing, and strategic fit that Harrison Jr. represents, illustrating how a single player can dominate attention across multiple dimensions of the sport. The rumor has even inspired creative fan engagement, with mock highlights, jersey designs, and speculative commentary proliferating across digital platforms, capturing the excitement and expectation surrounding one of the NFL's most tantalizing potential moves. Even without official confirmation, the mere possibility of Marvin Harrison Jr. joining the Buffalo Bills has catalyzed a profound wave of speculation that touches every facet of the franchise, from on-field strategy to marketing potential, media engagement, and fan sentiment. Industry insiders suggest that this development, if realized, could set off a chain reaction influencing draft strategies, salary cap management, and free agent priorities for both Buffalo and rival teams, as the NFL recalibrates its competitive equilibrium. Analysts have begun crafting advanced metrics to estimate the statistical impact of Harrison Jr.'s presence, considering targets per game, expected yards after catch, and touchdown probability under varying defensive schemes. Beyond numbers, the rumor has created an almost palpable sense of excitement among the Bills community, evoking images of highlight reel receptions, deep throws to stretch defenses, and a rejuvenated offense capable of keeping pace with the league's most formidable opponents. The psychological effect on both teammates and rivals is a recurring theme, as the aura of a star player like Harrison Jr. can inspire peak performance while simultaneously challenging defensive coordinators to rethink conventional strategies. Rumors also suggest that potential synergy with quarterback Josh Allen could lead to unprecedented offensive efficiency, balancing explosive vertical threats with possession-based tactical execution. While uncertainty remains, the persistent buzz in media circles and fan communities underscores the transformative allure of a player whose talent, charisma, and strategic fit could redefine the competitive landscape. Whether or not the deal ultimately materializes, the discussion itself has become a cultural moment, illustrating how a single superstar rumor can dominate discourse, energize fan bases, and shape perceptions of a team's championship prospects in ways that extend far beyond a gridiron. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.